The church threw my wife a parade when she came home with another man's baby. They called her a hero. My son called her a liar. How do you tell an entire town that the woman they celebrated is the villain of her own story? The Sunday morning sun cuts through the stained glass windows of First Baptist Church in pale blue and gold. 200 people pack the pews. They're not here for the sermon, they're here for Laura. My wife stands at the front, cradling a 6-week-old infant against her shoulder. The baby's name is supposed to be Grace. That's what Laura told everyone. Grace Isabella Montgomery, the daughter she carried for a wealthy couple in Colorado who couldn't conceive. A selfless act, a modern miracle. The banner hangs above her head, stretched across the choir loft. 6 feet of white vinyl with blue script lettering. Supporting Laura's selfless journey. It's been up for 3 weeks. Before that, it hung outside for 2 weeks while Laura was still in Colorado, flapping in the Texas wind, collecting dust at the bottom edge. The word selfless is the largest. It catches the light. Pastor Richard grips the pulpit. His voice booms. We are blessed today to welcome home one of our own. Laura Carter has shown us what it means to put others first, to sacrifice your body, your time, your comfort for strangers who prayed for a child. The congregation erupts. Applause, amens. Mrs. Henderson in the third row dabs her eyes with a tissue. My neighbor Tom claps me on the shoulder. You must be so proud, Andrew. I smile. I nod. I've been doing a lot of that lately. Laura adjusts the baby and steps up to the microphone. She's good at this, at performing. Her voice is soft, humble, just the right amount of emotion. I won't lie, she says. It wasn't easy. But when I held this little girl for the first time and saw the joy on her parents' faces, I knew every moment of discomfort was worth it. More applause. Someone shouts, "Bless you, Laura!" I glance to my left. Tyler sits beside me, hands folded in his lap. He's 12, tall for his age. He's wearing the button-down shirt I ironed this morning, the one he hates because the collar scratches his neck. He hasn't looked at his mother once since we sat down. Laura finishes her speech. The congregation stands. They sing a hymn, something about grace and sacrifice. The irony isn't lost on me now, but back then, I didn't know enough to feel it. After the service, people swarm us in the fellowship hall. Casseroles appear, handshakes, hugs. Laura holds court near the dessert table, baby Grace tucked into a carrier on her chest. She's glowing, radiant. Jessica Brooks, Laura's best friend, stands beside her. Jessica's a kindergarten teacher, blonde, kind, the type of person who remembers everyone's birthday. Her husband, Daniel, hovers nearby. He's tall, over 6 feet, real estate developer, expensive suit even on a Sunday. He shakes my hand. Hell of a thing your wife did, Andrew, he says. His grip is firm. His smile doesn't reach his eyes. Yeah, I say. Hell of a thing. Laura catches my gaze across the room. She winks. I try to return it, but something about the moment feels off, like a photograph that's been retouched too many times. Tyler tugs my sleeve. Can we go home? Soon, buddy. Now, Dad. His voice is flat. No anger, no whining, just tired. I scan the room. Laura's deep in conversation with Pastor Richard. She won't miss us for a while. Okay, I say. Let's go. We slip out the side door. Tyler doesn't say a word on the drive home. He stares out the window, watching the flat Texas landscape roll by, cotton fields, telephone poles, a billboard for a personal injury lawyer. When we pull into the driveway, Tyler unbuckles and bolts for the house before I can turn off the engine. I find him in his room, door closed. I knock. Tyler, I'm fine. He's not fine, but I don't push. Not yet. Laura comes home 2 hours later. The baby's asleep in the carrier. Laura sets her down gently in the portable crib we set up in the living room. She kicks off her heels and collapses onto the couch. That was exhausting, she says. I hand her a glass of water. You did great. She takes a sip, studies me. Tyler left early. He wasn't feeling well. He's been weird since I got back. Her tone shifts, defensive. I've been gone 7 months, Andrew. You'd think he'd be happy to see me. He's 12. Everything's weird at 12. Laura doesn't respond. She picks up her phone, scrolls. The baby stirs but doesn't wake. I head upstairs to check on Tyler. His door is still closed. I knock again. Tyler, can I come in? Yeah. He's sitting on his bed, sketchbook open in his lap. Tyler's always been artistic, draws constantly. Landscapes mostly, sometimes people. He's good. Better than I ever was at his age. I sit on the edge of the bed. You okay? He shrugs. Why did Mom stay in hotels if the surrogate parents had a house? The question catches me off guard. What do you mean? On the video calls. She was always in a hotel room. She said she was staying with the family, but... He trails off. Maybe they gave her privacy, I say. You know, space to rest. Tyler closes the sketchbook. Yeah, maybe. But he doesn't sound convinced. That night, after Laura's asleep, I find Tyler in the hallway. He's staring at the baby through the doorway of the nursery. His expression is unreadable. You want to hold her? I ask. No. He turns and walks to his room. Doesn't say goodnight. Tyler never did that. The week passes in a blur of casseroles and church visits. Laura returns to work at the bank. She's a manager there, good at her job. People respect her. The congratulations continue. Cards arrive in the mail. Flowers, a fruit basket from the Rotary Club. Tyler goes back to school. I return to coaching. Football season ended 2 months ago, but spring conditioning keeps me busy. I run drills. I yell at freshmen who can't hold a plank for 30 seconds. I repeat the same lines I've said for 17 years. We don't leave our teammates behind. We don't quit when it's hard. We show up. We stay. The kids nod. They believe me. I used to believe me too. On Thursday, Laura asked Tyler to help me clean out the garage. It's been on my to-do list for months. Tyler doesn't complain. He never complains. That's part of the problem. He's too quiet, too watchful. We work in silence, sorting through boxes of old Christmas decorations and paint cans. Tyler finds a box in the far corner, behind the lawnmower. It's labeled Laura, pre-Colorado. Can I open it? He asks. Sure. Inside there are old scarves, a pair of sunglasses, some paperback novels. At the bottom there's a brown leather purse. Expensive. Laura stopped carrying it last year. Tyler pulls it out. The leather is soft, worn at the edges. Should I throw this away? Let me see it first. He hands it to me. I unzip the main compartment. Empty. I check the side pockets. Also empty. Then I feel something in the interior lining. A folded piece of paper tucked into a hidden pocket most people wouldn't notice. I pull it out. It's notebook paper, lined, ripped from a spiral binding. The edges are frayed. I unfold it once, twice, 3 times. The handwriting is messy, black ink, masculine. Laura, I meant what I said last night. This isn't just physical. You know that. When you told me about the baby, I wanted to run. I won't lie. But now, I can't stop thinking about our baby, about what we could be. If you asked me to leave Jessica, I would. Just say the word. I'll see you in Colorado. Same hotel, same room. D. My hands go numb. The paper feels heavier than it should. I read it again. And again. Dad? Tyler's voice pulls me back. He's staring at me, concerned. What is it? I fold the letter. My fingers move automatically, once, twice, 3 times. Nothing, I say, just old mail. But Tyler's not stupid. He sees my face. He knows. We finish cleaning in silence. Tyler doesn't ask again. When we're done, I tell him to go inside and wash up for dinner. He nods and leaves. I stand in the garage, holding the letter. The paper is soft from being folded so many times. I can smell something faint on it. Cologne, sharp, sandalwood, not mine. I shove the letter into my pocket and head inside. Tyler doesn't come down for dinner. Laura notices. Is he still upset? She asks. Probably just tired. She doesn't push. We eat in silence. The baby sleeps in the carrier beside the table. Laura talks about work, about a promotion she's up for. I nod. I make the right noises, but I'm not really listening. After dinner, I go upstairs. Tyler's door's open. He's at his desk, drawing. I step inside. The sketchbook is angled away from me, but I can see the shapes taking form. A woman, long hair, holding hands with a man. The man is tall, broad-shouldered, not my build. Tyler doesn't look up. I saw the letter, Dad. My chest tightens. Tyler. I read it before you folded it. His pencil keeps moving, steady, controlled. That's not your handwriting. I close the door behind me. Sit on the edge of his bed. No, I say, it's not. Who's D? I don't answer. I don't know if I should. Tyler sets down his pencil, turns to face me. He looks older than 12 in this moment. Tired, like he's been carrying something heavy for a long time. I drew this the day Mom came home. He says. He picks up the sketchbook, holds it out. I take it. The drawing is detailed, more detailed than I expected. The woman's face is vague, like Tyler couldn't bring himself to draw her clearly, but the man is specific, tall, dress shoes. The background shows mountains, Colorado. At the bottom, in small letters, the truth I'm not supposed to see. My throat closes. Tyler, why didn't you show me this sooner? He shrugs. I thought maybe I was wrong. Maybe I saw something that wasn't there. But now I know I wasn't wrong. He reaches into his desk drawer, pulls out a small bracelet. Hospital issue, the kind they give newborns. It's pink. There's a label on it. I squint to read the tiny print. Mother L. Carter. Not surrogate, not gestational carrier. Mother. I found it in the diaper bag, Tyler says. Mom forgot to take it off before she came home. I didn't know what it meant, but I kept it. He hands it to me. The plastic is light, fragile. You're a good detective, I say. My voice cracks. I didn't want to be. His eyes are wet. I wanted to be wrong. I pull him into a hug. He doesn't cry. Neither do I. Not yet. When I let go, I fold the letter again. Once, twice, 3 times. The motion is automatic now. Comforting. We need proof, I say. Tyler nods. What kind of proof? The kind that doesn't let her lie anymore. If you've ever felt like the only one who sees the cracks in someone's perfect image, you're not alone. Sometimes the truth hides in plain sight, and sometimes it takes a kid to find it. I don't sleep that night. Laura does. She's curled on her side, breathing steady, the baby monitor glowing green on her nightstand. I lie beside her, staring at the ceiling, the letter burning a hole in my pocket even though I moved it to my desk drawer hours ago. At 3 a.m., I get up, go to my office, boot up the computer. I type Hospital Records Colorado Request into the search bar. 23 million results. I narrow it down. Find the hospital system Laura mentioned, St. Mary's Regional in Colorado Springs. Their website has a patient portal, a records request form. I fill it out. Name, Laura Ann Carter. Relationship, spouse. Reason for request, personal medical records. The form asks for proof of identity, marriage certificate, driver's license. I scan both, upload them, hit submit. A confirmation email arrives instantly. Your request has been received. Processing time, 3 to 5 business days. 3 to 5 days. I can wait 3 to 5 days. I close the laptop, go back to bed. Laura hasn't moved. Friday passes, Saturday, Sunday, I coach a spring training session. Tyler attends. He's quiet during the drive home, but that's normal now. We've developed a routine of silence. It's easier than pretending everything's fine. Laura works late Monday and Tuesday. The baby, Grace, stays with a sitter during the day. At night, Laura feeds her, rocks her, sings to her. She's a good mother. That's the part that makes it worse. On Wednesday morning, the email arrives. I'm alone in my office. Laura's at work. Tyler's at school. The subject line reads, Patient Records Request, Laura Ann Carter, approved. My hand hovers over the mouse. I don't click. Not for 6 hours. I go to practice. I run drills. I yell at a sophomore who forgot his cleats. I review game footage from last season, even though the season's over. When I get home, Laura's making dinner. Spaghetti. The house smells like garlic bread. Good day? She asks. Fine. Tyler sets the table. We eat. We talk about nothing. After dinner, Laura gives Grace a bath. Tyler does his homework. I retreat to my office. I open the email. There are 3 attachments. PDFs. I download the first one. St. Mary's Regional Medical Center patient discharge summary, patient name, Laura Ann Carter. Date of birth, 06/14/1988. Admission date, February 12th, 2025. Discharge date, February 15th, 2025. I scroll down. My eyes catch on a single line. Relationship to infant, mother not surrogate, not gestational carrier, mother. I keep reading. Delivery type, vaginal delivery, 39 weeks, 2 days complications, class 2 hemorrhage managed with transfusion, infant information, female, 7 LBS, 3 O's, APGAR scores 8-9, father not listed. The document continues. Medical jargon, medications, discharge instructions, but I'm stuck on that one word, mother. She didn't carry someone else's baby. She carried her own. The second PDF is a billing statement. Laura's insurance was charged. Not the wealthy couple she mentioned, not some anonymous benefactor. The third PDF is a photo, a hospital bracelet, pink, the same one Tyler found. Mother Laura Ann Carter, infant Carter female, Dob 13/12/2025. I print 3 copies. The printer hums, the pages slide out, warm to the touch. I fold one set and tuck it into my wallet. The second set goes into a manila envelope. The third I leave on my desk. One for my lawyer, one for Tyler, one for the truth. Laura finds me in the office an hour later. I'm still staring at the screen. Andrew, you coming to bed? I close the laptop. Yeah, in a minute. She lingers in the doorway. You've been distant lately? Just tired. Is it about Tyler? Because I know it's not about Tyler. She crosses her arms. Then what is it? I stand, walk over to the desk, pick up the printed pages, hand them to her. What's this? She asks. Hospital records from Colorado. Her face doesn't change, not at first. She flips through the pages slowly, methodical. When she reaches the discharge summary, she stops. Her jaw tightens. You requested my medical records? Her voice is ice. I needed to know. Know what? If you lied. The word hangs in the air, heavy, final. Laura sets the pages down, smooths them with her palm. I didn't lie. It says mother, Laura, right there, not surrogate. Mother. It's a clerical error. 3 documents, same error. She laughs. It's sharp, brittle. You're actually doing this. You're accusing me. Whose baby is it? Her mouth opens, closes. She looks at the door, checking if Tyler's nearby. He's not. He's upstairs, or at least we think he is. I did this for us, she says finally. Did what? I gave a family hope, a family that couldn't have children. That's what surrogacy is, Andrew. The paperwork doesn't change that. Then why does it list you as the mother? Because the hospital made a mistake. Or because you gave birth to your own child. My voice is steady now, calm. A child you conceived with someone else. Laura's composure cracks just for a second. Her hand moves to her hair, a nervous habit. She used to do it when we first started dating, whenever she was caught in a lie about where she'd been or who she'd been with. I'd forgotten about it until now. You don't know what you're talking about, she says. D. The letter was signed D. Her face goes pale. Tyler found it. I continue. In your old purse. The one you stopped using. You let our son dig through my things? He was cleaning the garage, like you asked him to. Laura grabs the papers, crumples them. This is insane. You're making up a story based on a letter that could be about anything. Whose baby is it, Laura? Stop asking me that. Daniel's. She freezes, her hand still gripping the crumpled pages. I step closer. My voice drops. How long? Andrew, how long have you been sleeping with Daniel Brooks? She doesn't answer, but she doesn't deny it either. From the hallway there's a sound, a soft crash. We both turn. Tyler's standing there. A picture frame lies shattered at his feet. He must have been leaning against the wall. His face is pale. His hands are shaking. Tyler, Laura starts. He runs. Feet pounding up the stairs. His door slams. Laura looks at me. Now see what you've done. What I've done? My voice is rising now. Can't help it. You let them throw you a parade. You stood in front of the entire church and lied. I gave a childless couple hope. You gave birth to your lover's baby and called it charity. She slaps me. Hard. The sound echoes. I don't flinch. I just stare at her. Get out, I say. This is my house. Then I'll leave, but Tyler's coming with me. You can't take my son. Watch me. I walk past her, up the stairs. Tyler's door's locked. I knock. Tyler, buddy, open up. No response. Tyler, please. The lock clicks. The door opens an inch. Tyler's eyes are red. Pack a bag, I say. We're going to Grandma's for a few days. He nods. Doesn't ask why. Doesn't need to. 20 minutes later, we're in the truck. Tyler's duffel bag in the back seat. Laura stands in the driveway, arms crossed, watching us leave. The porch light makes her shadow long and sharp. Tyler stares out the window. He doesn't cry, doesn't speak. I reach over, squeeze his shoulder. We don't leave, I say. He finally looks at me. I know, Dad. We stay at my mother's house for 3 days. She doesn't ask questions, just makes up the guest room and cooks Tyler's favorite meals. Pot roast, mashed potatoes, peach cobbler. On the second day, I call a lawyer, Mark Stevens. He's handled a few divorces for guys I coach with. Good reputation, fair. I need to file, I tell him, adultery, fraud, full custody of my son. Mark listens, takes notes. Do you have proof of the affair? A letter, hospital records proving she lied about a surrogacy arrangement, and my son's testimony. How old is your son? 12. Texas family courts take a child's preference into account at that age, especially if there's evidence of parental deception. He pauses. I'll need everything you have. Copies, originals if possible. I'll bring them tomorrow. And Andrew, prepare yourself. This is going to get ugly. It already is. On the third day, I get a text from Jessica Brooks, Laura's best friend. Can we talk? Coffee? It's important. I hesitate. Jessica's been Laura's friend for 10 years, since before Tyler was born. They do Bible study together, volunteer at the food bank. If anyone's going to take Laura's side, it's Jessica. But something in the text feels off, urgent. I agree to meet her at a coffee shop on the edge of town. Neutral ground, public, but quiet. Jessica's already there when I arrive. She's sitting in a corner booth, hands wrapped around a mug. She looks exhausted. Dark circles under her eyes. Hair pulled back in a messy ponytail. I sit down across from her. What's going on? She doesn't answer right away, just stares into her coffee. I found something, she says finally, in Daniel's office. My stomach drops. What kind of something? She pulls a folded piece of paper from her purse, slides it across the table. It's a credit card statement. Highlighted in yellow are 3 charges, all from February, all from Colorado Springs. Hampton Inn, Colorado Springs, $487.92. Hampton Inn, Colorado Springs, $512.18. Hampton Inn, Colorado Springs, $498.54. The dates match. February 10th, 12th, 14th, the same week Laura gave birth. He told me he was in Dallas, Jessica says. Her voice is flat. A conference, real estate investors. Jessica, I found his old phone too, the one he said he threw away. She pulls it out, an iPhone, cracked screen. He didn't throw it away, he hid it, in a box in the garage, behind the Christmas decorations. She unlocks it, scrolls to the messages, hands it to me. The texts are between Daniel and Laura, dozens of them, starting last April, flirty at first, then explicit, then logistical. Laura, Nov 10. I'm pregnant. Daniel, Nov 10. Are you sure? Laura, Nov 10. 3 tests, all positive. Daniel, Nov 11. What are you going to do? Laura, Nov 12. I don't know. I can't tell Andrew. He'll leave. Daniel, Nov 14. What if we say it's a surrogacy? You go away for a few months, come back, problem solved. Laura, Nov 15. And then what? We just pretend? Daniel, Nov 15. It's better than the alternative. Laura, Nov 20. Okay, I'll tell Andrew I'm helping a couple who can't conceive. He'll believe it. He always believes me. I stop reading, hand the phone back. Jessica's crying now, silent tears streaming down her face. I'm so sorry, I say. For what? You didn't do this. She wipes her eyes. I should have seen it. The late nights, the business trips, the way he looked at her at church functions. You trusted him. I was stupid. You were loyal. There's a difference. She laughs. It's bitter. Loyalty. What a joke. We sit in silence for a minute. The coffee shop hums around us. A barista calls out an order. Someone's phone rings. What are you going to do? I ask. File for divorce. Full custody of Emily. She looks at me. You? Same. Good. She nods. They don't get to do this and walk away clean. My phone buzzes. A text from Mark, my lawyer. Can you come in today? Need to discuss next steps. Also, consider DNA test for the infant. Could strengthen your case. I show Jessica the text. He's right, she says. If Daniel's the father, you need proof. How do I even get a DNA test without Laura's permission? You're still married. Technically, you have rights to medical decisions for the child until custody is determined. Mark can subpoena it. That'll take weeks. There are private labs, mail-in tests. You need a sample from the baby and a sample from Daniel. She pauses. I can get Daniel's. He's been leaving coffee cups everywhere. I'll save one. Jessica, I'm done protecting him, Andrew. Done protecting either of them. That night, I drive back to the house. Laura's car is in the driveway. The lights are on inside. I let myself in quietly. The baby's in the portable crib, asleep. Laura's in the kitchen, washing bottles. She doesn't turn around when I enter. Came back for more of your things? She asks. I came back for this. I walk over to the crib, gently lift the baby's tiny hand. She doesn't wake. I swab the inside of her cheek with a cotton swab I brought from the drugstore, place it in a sterile tube, seal it. Laura spins around. What are you doing? DNA test. You can't. I can. I'm still her legal guardian until the court says otherwise. That baby is not yours to test. Exactly. She's not mine, which is why I'm testing her. I head for the door. Laura follows. Andrew, stop. We can work this out. We can go to counseling. I made a mistake, but... You didn't make a mistake, Laura. You orchestrated a lie for 9 months. You involved the church, the community, our son. I was trying to protect us. From what? The truth? She grabs my arm. Please, don't do this. I pull away. It's already done. 3 days later, the results arrive. I'm at Mark's office. Jessica's there too. She brought Daniel's DNA sample, a coffee cup, swabbed and sealed, sent to the same lab. Mark opens the envelope, reads silently, then looks up. Andrew, the probability of paternity between you and the infant is 0.0%. I nod. Expected. And Daniel Brooks, Mark flips to the second page. 99.7%. Jessica exhales a long, shaky breath. That's it then. she says. Proof. Mark sets the papers down. This changes everything. In Texas, adultery combined with fraudulent paternity can impact spousal support, property division, and custody significantly. What about Tyler? I ask. With this evidence, plus Tyler's testimony and his willingness to live with you, I'd say you have a very strong case for full custody. Jessica stands. I need to go, file my own paperwork. I walk her to the parking lot. She's shaking. I pull her into a hug. We're going to be okay, I say. Are we? We have to be, for Tyler, for Emily. She nods against my shoulder. Thank you for not giving up, for finding the truth. Tyler found it, I say. I just followed his lead. That night, Tyler and I are back at Grandma's. He's at the kitchen table doing homework. I sit down across from him. I have something for you, I say. I pull an envelope from my bag, hand it to him. What is it? Proof that you were right. He opens it, reads the DNA results slowly. When he's done, he sets the papers down, looks at me. So, Grace isn't your daughter? No. And she's not really my sister. Not biologically. He's quiet for a long time. Then he gets up, walks to his room. I give him space. 10 minutes later, he comes back. He's holding a piece of notebook paper. Hands it to me. It's a letter, handwritten in his careful print. Blue ink. Dad, I don't care what the baby's DNA says. You're my real dad. You taught me that family is who stays, not who shares blood. If Mom leaves, I'm staying with you. I know I'm just 12, but I get to choose too, right? I choose you. Always. Tyler. The ink is smudged in 2 places. Tears. His or mine, I'm not sure. I read it twice. Then I walk into his room. He's sitting on the edge of his bed, staring at his hands. I sit down beside him. Don't say anything at first. Just sit. You get to choose, I say finally. And I'm honored you choose me. Tyler leans against my shoulder. Are you going to be okay, Dad? I don't know, but we will be. Together. We don't leave, Tyler says, quiet, like a prayer. We don't leave. Here's the question that kept me up at night. If someone betrays you this deeply, do you fight for justice, or do you walk away to protect your peace? Let me know which you'd choose. Mark schedules a meeting with Pastor Richard and the church board. He suggests I bring Jessica. United front, he says. 2 families destroyed by the same lie. It's powerful. The meeting is set for Thursday evening. Church office, small conference room with a table that seats 12. When Jessica and I arrive, 6 people are already there. Pastor Richard, 3 elders, Margaret, Tom, and David. The youth pastor, Sarah, and Principal Hernandez from Tyler's school, since Laura volunteers there. Mark enters with his briefcase. Jessica and I sit on one side of the table, the church leadership on the other. Pastor Richard folds his hands. Andrew, Jessica, I understand you have concerns you'd like to discuss. Concerns, like we're complaining about the music volume during worship. Mark opens his briefcase, pulls out a stack of documents, slides them across the table. These are hospital discharge papers from St. Mary's Regional Medical Center in Colorado Springs. Patient name, Laura Ann Carter. Admitted February 12th. Delivered a child February 12th. Relationship to infant, mother. Elder Margaret picks up the papers. Her reading glasses hang on a chain around her neck. She puts them on, reads slowly. Her face changes, hardens. This says she gave birth, Margaret says. That's correct, Mark replies. Laura Carter did not serve as a surrogate. She gave birth to her own biological child. There must be a mistake, Pastor Richard says, but his voice wavers. That's what Mrs. Carter claimed, Mark says. So we obtained DNA evidence. He slides another document across. Paternity test results. The infant's biological father is Daniel Brooks. Jessica's hands are flat on the table. She doesn't look at anyone, just stares at her wedding ring. Pastor Richard looks at Daniel's name on the paper, then at Jessica. Jessica, did you know I found out last week? She says. Her voice is steady, cold. My husband lied, Laura lied, and you all celebrated them. Tom, one of the elders, clears his throat. This is a very serious accusation. It's not an accusation, I say. It's a fact. I pull out the photos Tyler took of his drawing, the one with Laura and the tall man, the Colorado mountains in the background. My son drew this the day Laura came home. He knew something was wrong. He's 12 years old and he knew. Principal Hernandez takes the photo, studies it. She's worked with Tyler in school, knows he's a good kid, honest. Tyler's been carrying this, she asks quietly. For weeks, he didn't want to hurt anyone, but the truth was eating him alive. Margaret sets down the papers, removes her glasses. The fundraiser. We raised $8,000 for her selfless journey. Where did that money go? Elder David asks. Mark answers. Bank records show Mrs. Carter deposited the funds into a personal savings account. None of it went to a surrogate arrangement because there was no surrogate arrangement. The room goes silent. Pastor Richard looks up at the banner still hanging on the wall behind him. We're in the same fellowship hall where Laura gave her speech. The banner is smaller here, but it's the same one. White vinyl, blue letters. Supporting Laura's selfless journey. He stares at it for a long moment. Then he stands, walks to the janitor's closet, comes back with a stepladder. Help me take this down, he says to Tom. They climb up, unhook the banner, fold it in half, then in half again. Pastor Richard carries it to the corner of the room, sets it on the floor, like garbage. What happens now? Sarah, the youth pastor, asks. Now? Mark closes his briefcase. Now we tell the truth. Principal Hernandez speaks next. Her voice is measured, professional. Mrs. Carter volunteers at the school. She helps with fundraisers, field trips, parent-teacher conferences. She pauses. Her volunteer position is terminated, effective immediately. Margaret nods. The women's Bible study as well. I'll handle that. Jessica finally looks up. Thank you. Don't thank us, Margaret says. We should have asked more questions. We wanted to believe the best in her. But belief without discernment is just naivety. Pastor Richard sits back down. There will need to be a church-wide announcement, Sunday service. No, I say. Not a public shaming. Tyler doesn't need that. Neither does Emily. Then what do you propose? A quiet statement in the bulletin. We've learned that a previous announcement regarding surrogacy was inaccurate. We apologize for any confusion and ask for privacy for the families involved. Pastor Richard nods slowly. That's fair. We stand to leave. As we reach the door, Margaret calls out, Andrew, Jessica? We turn. For what it's worth, I'm sorry, we failed you both. Jessica's jaw tightens. Yes, you did. The news spreads fast in a small town. By Monday morning, everyone knows, not the details, but enough. Laura calls me 17 times. I don't answer. She leaves voicemails, starts apologetic, ends angry. On Tuesday, she shows up at my mother's house. Tyler sees her car pull up. He disappears into his room. I meet her on the porch. Don't invite her in. They fired me, she says. Who? The bank. They said I violated the morality clause in my contract. I don't respond. This is your fault, she continues. You told them, you and Jessica, you went to the church and humiliated me. You humiliated yourself. I gave that baby life. You gave Daniel's baby life while lying to your husband, your son, and your entire community. She opens her mouth, closes it. Her hands are shaking. What did you expect? I ask. That everyone would just keep pretending? I expected you to protect me. Her voice cracks. We're married, Andrew, for better or worse. You broke that vow the moment you slept with Daniel. It was one mistake. 9 months, Laura. You lied for 9 months. That's not a mistake. That's a choice. She tries to push past me. I need to see Tyler. I block the door. No. He's my son. Then you should have thought about that before you destroyed his ability to trust you. She slaps me, again, harder this time. My cheek stings. I don't move. You need to leave. You can't keep him from me. The court will. I've filed for full custody. You'll get supervised visitation with Grace. That's it. Her face crumples. You're taking everything from me. No, you gave it away. Jessica calls that evening. Daniel's business is falling apart. What happened? 3 clients canceled. 2 of them go to our church. The third is Mrs. Patterson. Remember her? She said she couldn't work with a man who betrays his family. Her words. How's Daniel handling it? He's not. He's been drinking a lot. His business partner, Greg, called me this morning. He's talking about dissolving the partnership. Says Daniel's toxic to the brand. And the divorce? Filed yesterday. I'm asking for full custody of Emily and full ownership of the house. Daniel can have his debts. Good. She's quiet for a moment. Andrew, thank you for not letting me do this alone. We don't leave, I say. She laughs. It's the first time I've heard her laugh since this started. Tyler's lucky to have you. I'm lucky to have him. 2 weeks pass. Laura and Daniel both hire lawyers. The custody hearings are scheduled. 3 families, 3 courtrooms, 1 truth. Mark prepares me for what's coming. Laura's attorney will argue that you're vindictive, that you're using Tyler to punish her. And Tyler? Tyler's testimony will be crucial. The judge will want to hear from him directly. In chambers, not open court. It's less formal, less intimidating. He's 12, Mark. He shouldn't have to do this. I know, but he wants to. I spoke with him yesterday. He said, I need to tell the truth so Dad doesn't have to carry it alone. My throat tightens. When's the hearing? Next Tuesday, Judge Melissa Hartwell. She's fair, been on the bench for 15 years. She won't make Tyler feel like he's on trial. Tuesday arrives. The courthouse is smaller than I expected. Family court. 3rd floor, beige walls, fluorescent lights. Laura's already there when we arrive. She's wearing a navy dress, professional. Her lawyer, a woman named Patricia Chen, stands beside her. Laura doesn't look at me, doesn't look at Tyler. Jessica's hearing is in a different courtroom, same floor, different judge. We wish her luck before heading in. Judge Hartwell is in her mid-50s, short gray hair, kind eyes. She reviews the documents while we sit in silence. Tyler's between me and Mark. His hands are folded in his lap. He's wearing a button-down shirt, the one he hates, but he insisted. Mr. Carter, the judge says, I've reviewed your petition. Adultery, fraud, request for full custody of the minor child, Tyler James Carter, age 12. Yes, Your Honor? And Mrs. Carter, you're contesting the custody arrangement? Patricia stands. Yes, Your Honor. Mrs. Carter acknowledges that mistakes were made in her personal life, but she's been a devoted mother to Tyler for 12 years. There's no evidence of abuse or neglect. We believe joint custody is appropriate. Judge Hartwell nods. I'd like to speak with Tyler, in chambers, just the 3 of us, Tyler, myself, and the court reporter. Laura's lawyer objects. Your Honor, the child is only 12. He may not fully understand. Ms. Chen, the judge interrupts. I've been doing this for 15 years. I know how to speak with a child. She looks at Tyler. Is that okay with you, Tyler? Tyler nods. Yes, ma'am. Good. Everyone else, please wait here. Tyler follows the judge and the court reporter into her chambers. The door closes. I sit, stare at the table. Laura's on the other side of the room. I can feel her looking at me, but I don't look back. 20 minutes pass, 25, 30. The door opens. Tyler comes out first. His eyes are red, but he's not crying. He walks straight to me, sits down. I put my hand on his shoulder. Judge Hartwell returns to the bench, opens her notebook, writes for 4 minutes. Nobody speaks. The only sound is her pen scratching against paper and the hum of the fluorescent lights. Finally, she looks up. I've made my decision. Laura sits forward. This court finds that Mrs. Carter engaged in a prolonged pattern of deception, not only regarding her extramarital relationship, but also regarding the birth of a child she claimed was carried through surrogacy. This deception was compounded by Mrs. Carter's willingness to accept financial and emotional support from her community under false pretenses. Patricia tries to interrupt. Your Honor, if I may, you may not. Judge Hartwell's voice is firm. I'm not finished. She continues. More troubling is the impact this deception has had on Tyler. In our conversation, Tyler described feeling invisible during his mother's pregnancy and betrayed when he discovered the truth. He stated, and I quote, "My mom lied to everyone, even me, but my dad stayed true. He taught me that we don't leave the people who deserve us. Mom left us first." My chest tightens. Those are Tyler's words, exactly as he would say them. Tyler is 12 years old, the judge says. Under Texas law, his preference is given significant weight. He has clearly and consistently expressed his desire to live with his father. She closes her notebook. Therefore, this court awards primary custody of Tyler James Carter to Andrew Carter. Mrs. Laura Carter will have supervised visitation every other weekend, pending a psychological evaluation. The infant, Grace, will remain with Mrs. Carter, with Mr. Daniel Brooks, granted partial custody pending separate paternity and custody proceedings. Patricia stands. Your Honor, we'd like to appeal. You're welcome to file an appeal, Ms. Chen, but the ruling stands. The gavel comes down, sharp, final. Tyler reaches for my hand. I take it, hold tight. Laura stands, her face is pale. She looks at Tyler. Tyler, please. Tyler doesn't respond, doesn't look at her. Tyler! Her voice breaks. I stand, put myself between them. Leave him alone, Laura. Mark gathers his papers. We're done here. We walk out of the courtroom. Tyler doesn't let go of my hand, not in the hallway, not in the elevator, not until we're in the parking lot. When we reach the truck, he finally releases his grip. He turns to me. Is it over? He asks. The legal part? Yeah, it's over. Good. He climbs into the passenger seat, buckles his seatbelt. I get in beside him, start the engine, but I don't pull out yet. Tyler, what you said in there about me staying true, I meant it. I know you did, but you need to know something too. You're the one who found the truth. You're the one who had the courage to show it to me. I'm just the guy who followed your lead. He looks at me. We're a team, Dad. Yeah, we are. I reach over, squeeze his shoulder. He doesn't pull away. We drive home in comfortable silence. Tyler chose his found family. Andrew chose to stay. Jessica chose to heal. What's your story of choosing the people who deserved your loyalty? Share it below. I'd love to read it. 6 months pass. Tyler's grades improve. He makes the honor roll. His art teacher, Mrs. Kim, enters 3 of his pieces into a regional competition. He wins 2nd place. I go back to coaching, summer conditioning, 2-a-days in August. The team's looking good this year. We might actually make playoffs. Jessica and I see each other occasionally. Coffee, sometimes dinner with the kids. Tyler and Emily get along well. He's like the big brother she never had. Protective, patient. There's nothing romantic between Jessica and me. We both know that. But there's friendship, understanding, the kind that only comes from surviving the same storm. Daniel moved to Houston. Jessica got the house. Full custody of Emily. She redecorated the living room, painted over the beige walls with a soft blue, hung new pictures. Laura still lives in town, works as a teller at a different bank. Lower position, lower pay. She sees Tyler every other Saturday, supervised visits at a family center. Tyler goes because the court requires it. But he doesn't call her mom anymore, just Laura. Grace, Tyler's half-sister, is 7 months old now. Laura brings her to the visits. Tyler holds her sometimes, talks to her. He's kind to the baby. It's not Grace's fault. On a Saturday in late August, Tyler's art teacher invites us to a student showcase. It's being held at the community center, the same building where the church board meeting happened, same fellowship hall, the space where the banner used to hang. We arrive early. Tyler's wearing a clean shirt, not the button-down he hates, a normal t-shirt and jeans. He looks more relaxed than he has in months. Mrs. Kim greets us at the door. "Tyler, your pieces are already getting attention. Come see." She leads us to the far wall. 3 of Tyler's works are displayed, 2 landscapes and 1 large piece in the center, a triptych, 3 panels connected by a single frame. I stop, stare. The first panel shows a torn banner, blue letters on white vinyl. The words are illegible, but the shape is unmistakable. The second panel is an empty picture frame, gold trim, nothing inside, just negative space. The third panel is different, softer. It shows 4 figures. Abstract, not realistic portraits, just shapes, connected by their hands, a tall figure, a shorter figure, a woman, a small girl, their hands linked together. Behind them, a sunrise, or maybe a sunset. It's hard to tell. "Tyler," I say, "It's us," he interrupts. "Kind of." Mrs. Kim smiles. "Tyler wrote an artist statement for this piece. It's on the placard." I lean in, read the small typed card beneath the triptych. "Finding family. Tyler Carter, age 12. Artist statement. Family isn't who you're born to. It's who chooses you every day. My throat closes. Jessica arrives with Emily. Emily runs up to Tyler. "Can I see your art?" "Sure." He takes her hand, leads her to the other wall where the landscapes are displayed. Jessica stands beside me, looks at the triptych. "That's us," she says quietly. "Yeah. He's a good kid. The best." We stand there in silence, watching Tyler explain his technique to Emily. She nods seriously, like she understands every word. Other people start filtering in. Parents, students, teachers. Principal Hernandez arrives, shakes my hand. "Tyler's doing well," she says, "really well. His counselor says he's processing everything in a healthy way. He's stronger than I ever was at his age. He learned from you." When the showcase officially starts, Mrs. Kim gives a short speech. Thanks the students, thanks the families. Talks about art as healing, as truth-telling. Tyler stands near his triptych. People ask him questions. He answers them honestly, simply. When someone asks what inspired the piece, he says, "My family fell apart, and then I found a new one." The woman nods, moves on. Tyler catches my eye, smiles. Later, after most people have left, Tyler, Emily, Jessica, and I stand in front of the triptych. Emily tugs on Tyler's sleeve. "Will you teach me to draw?" she asks. "Sure, squirt." "I'm not a squirt." "You're totally a squirt." She giggles. Tyler picks her up, swings her onto his shoulders. She shrieks with laughter. Jessica looks at me. There are tears in her eyes, but she's smiling. I step closer to Tyler, put my hand on his shoulder, the one not supporting Emily. "I'm proud of you," I say. "I know." "And you know what else?" "What?" "We don't leave. Not you. Not ever." Tyler's quiet for a moment. Then he says, "I know, Dad. That's why I stayed." Emily leans down from Tyler's shoulders, wraps her arms around his head. Jessica places her hand on Tyler's other shoulder. I stand behind them all. No speeches, no grand declarations, just presence. The 4 of us stand there, in the space where the lie once hung, surrounded by Tyler's truth, rendered in color and light. Outside, the Texas sun sets over flat cotton fields and telephone poles. Inside, something quieter happens. Something that doesn't need words. A family, not born, but chosen, stands together, and they stay. They say loyalty is tested when everything falls apart, but I learned something better that year. Loyalty isn't blood. It's who stays when the truth burns everything down. And we stayed, all of us, because we don't leave. If you've ever found family in unexpected places, share your story in the comments. Let's celebrate the people who chose to stay.